Welcome everyone to the next lecture of Osha Training Online. Today our topic is first aid treatment. Today lecture outlines are the following. First we will discuss what is first aid, the 3 P's, personnel and level of first aid, then the facilities in the first aid which the company had to provide, and lastly the important topic is first aid in emergencies. In today's lecture we will discuss the 4 points. The last point, which is first aid in emergencies, will be discussed in the next video. So let me give you some visuals about first aid so that you can get a rough concept about first aid. As you can see that these are the rough visuals for first aid. Now let's come to the point, what is first aid? So it is the provision of immediate care to the person affected with injury or illness. When someone got injured or have some illness, so in that case immediate care should be provided to that person or worker. He may face an accident, so in that case first aid should have to be provided. It is usually performed initially up till when the high level aid such as doctors or paramedics arrive. When there is some accidents or some injuries occurred in the workplace, so in that case a first aid should be provided as soon as possible so that the person can be saved from further deterioration. So in that case we have to provide first aid. Doctors or paramedics would arrive, but it will take time, so up till then we have to provide the first aid. For low level of emergencies or illness we have to provide first aid. However, for high level of injuries or accidents we have to opt for hospitals and paramedics or medical professionals. Employer or the company has the ultimate duty to provide first aid treatment to the worker who got injured. It is the company or the industry who have to provide the first aid to the worker working in the industry, and those facilities in the first aid basically include some facilities, equipment or devices or the personnel. In other words, you can say that the first aid basically include facilities, equipments and personnel. What are facilities? Facilities may be the locations where first aid can be given. The company have to provide a room where the injured worker can be provided the first aid. It may be equipment or devices, for example first aid kits. The next one is personnel or the competent staff, or you can say the first aider who would treat the injured worker. So these are the three facilities or 3 points in the first aid which would be provided by the employer. Now, one of the most important concept in the first aid and the objective and the aim of first aid is the 3 P's. You have to bear in mind these 3 P's. So the objective of the first aid is 3 P's. So what is that? The basic rule for first aid is to provide 3 P's until high level of medical help arrive. Initially, when there is some accident or injuries occurred, so we have to provide and focused on these 3 P's until the high level of medical professional people arrive and treat the injured worker. So first one is preserve life, the next one is prevent further deterioration, and the third one is promote recovery. The first aider or the competent person who have to provide the first aid should try to preserve his life. He have to save him. He have to prevent further deterioration. He have to try to limit or try to prevent the further worsened situation of his health, and he have to prevent further deterioration of the injury. For example, the worker got injured and his leg has been broken. So in that case, the first aider have to try to prevent further deterioration. So the injury should be made to not further deteriorate or worsen. The first aider have to treat him. So promote recovery. The first aider should also have to try to promote recovery. Have to try to recover the injured person. So these are the 3 P's which are really important and the main objective of first aid. Now, the next question is the personal and level of aid. What level of personal facilities and the level of aid we have to give? So, the first important point regarding personal is that a person who have to provide first aid should be a trained person. What is a trained person? He may be a first aider. Who is a first aider? A first aider is a person who is completely trained, who know how to give first aid. He may be a lay person, but he have to know about how to give first aid, how to have bandages, how to recover him, we have to do in certain situations. In our next video we will discuss different kind of emergency situations, but and the first aider must have to know what to do in those emergency situations. The next one is appointed individual. Appointed individual work instead of the first aider and he knows the basic knowledge, so both of them can work. Now the question is what level of aid we have to give to the workers. So it basically depend on the following factors. Like the question arises that how much focus we have to give to first aid and what level of first aid we have to give to the workers working in a specific industry, then it depends on the risk level of the work area, how much risk is present in the work area. If the risk is high and the work and the task which workers are doing is of high risk, then in that case we have to give high level of first aid, and high level of first aid or many number of first aiders should be present in the working area. The next point is hazards exist in the workplace. You can say, for example, there may be hazardous works going on in the environment of the working area. So in that case, if it is high, then in that case we have to provide high level of first aid. The third point, which it depends on the number of workers. If the number of workers are more, then in that case, the first aid should be more. And the first aid treatment should be at high level. Pattern of work, like what kind of work it is, what are the type of shifts, night shifts, day shifts. So all of these things are included in pattern of work. The last important point in the level of aid is geography of the workplace. If the workplace is located near hospitals in the city area, then we don't need a high number of first aiders and a high level of first aids. But on the other hand, if the industry or the working area is located on countryside or away from city, then in that case we have to provide a high level and high number of first aiders. So these are some of the facilities in the first aid. So different kind of kits and bandages, these kind of things. So it should be present and provided to the worker by the first aider. Some of the facilities in the first aid are the following. First aid room. There should be a first aid room where the first aid can be given by the first aider. Located in the center of the work area so that can be accessed by the emergency personnel. A first aid room should be in the center of any industry so that emergency personnel can access it immediately and in a fast way. Those rooms should be ventilated, lit, it should have proper lighting, it should be clean and heated room. Hand wash places or facilities should be present to the injured workers. Chair should be there so that he can sit on it and he can be treated. Bin for medical waste. There should be a specific recycle bin in order to recycle the medical wastes used in the first aid. There are some of the equipments which should be provided in the first aid, and those are eye wash places, emergency showers, blankets, different kind of blankets. If you need a blanket, there may be situation when there is an injury, and in that case, an injured worker may feel cold, so blankets are needed. Splints are needed. Splints are basically the cover through which a broken arm can be facilitated by covering the arms or legs. Stretchers should be provided, wheelchairs, resuscitation equipments are needed. Resuscitation equipment are those equipment which provide breathing facilities. For example, there might be the case when the injured worker may not be able to breathe. So in that case, the resuscitation equipment are needed in order to provide the breathing facility to the injured worker. So guys, this was about first aid. In our next video, we will discuss some of the first aid emergency situations. That would be a long video. I hope that you will like it. If you have any query, any doubt, any question, then you can ask me in the comment section. I will like your response. Take care and bye for now.